Good evening, everybody. Wow, I am super, super excited. That's right. My name is Chad Naxon. I am the Be Kind Guy. And this is episode number 2. That's right, number 2. Tonight, live, we have a very special guest. Once again, the premise of this show is featuring people, businesses that are super kind, that help the community, and that are really helping the kind movement. And the reason I have our guest tonight is he is the epitome of kind. I is actually consider him just a great friend, a mentor, and we're going to have super fun. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 2, let's bring on John Duffin, the man.
Oh, baby.
And you know what, John? You're amazing, by the way. You're my voice coach. So I just wanted to, do something a little like, you ready for this one? The Duffinator.
I'm just really happy to be here, man. I'm really happy that you have me here in prime time. And I pulled rank to get on episode number 2. Beautiful. I love it. So I'm really excited. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, John. And you know what? As we're here, make sure if you didn't share with some of your followers as well, so they can all watch the show. If you have,
I was, but remember we talked about you don't want to see me fumbling around on my phone when all that stuff, right? I'm weird like that, right? And we'll share about that in a little bit. But I did. I've already shared it to my friends. I hope they're tuning in. Mom, I know Wheel of Fortune's on, so if you can't break for it, I get it, but I hope you're here.
And you know what, Mom? What's Mom's first name?
Marie.
We're going to talk about her.
Ryan.
Marie Ryan.
Accomplished actress.
Wow.
And something else breaking soon too that I have to keep a lid on. But it'll be happening at some point soon. She's going to be expanding her creativity to something really, really cool. But it's coming soon. I'm not going to be the one to blow it yet.
Well, John, I want to get right to it, okay?
Sure.
Once again, super, super excited to have you as a guest here tonight on the Be
Kind. The address okay for you? I know it's deal.
I like your handkerchief, and I just want everybody to know I'm wearing the Be Kind. I'm going to go Be Kind.
I see. I'm glad you're being kind. I wanted to be, decked out. So I just my mantra tonight is be half suited. So there you go.
Well, John, do me a favor. I know it's a little backwards. Ask me a question. Say, Chad, why did you have me on the show?
Yeah, Chad. A quick question. Why did you have me on the show?
Well, John, thank you for playing along. When I think of my show, okay, and this is, like I said, my second episode. I was going to launch it last year. Mm-hmm. This thing called COVID happened, right? And it's kind of like, I'm like, oh, I didn't get it done. And I just wanted to do the show. And it was people like you and Renee. Renee is one of my favorites. She watches the show every week. And I said, you, in my mind, are just so kind. And the way I met you originally, just to let my viewers know, it was through social media. Mm-hmm. It was through your social media, and it was through your presence. And we just met. I mean, I lost track of time, but I'm thinking we're going on like 3 years now, right?
It's got to be close. So yeah. You hosted a show with our mutual buddy, Chad Levine, and you guys hosted the show. I was following that show. And
amazing Double D.
All of a sudden, through a lot of fun coincidences, here we are tonight. So I couldn't be happier.
I want this show, we're going to feature your charities in the second segment, you know, but I want to jump right in now. All right. Because I'm going to tell our guests here right now. You're over 60 years old. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm
That's
going right
a
there.
low blow.
But you're really young, really young. Being 48.
I am. I'll admit it now. That took me a really long time. Oof. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I
Well,
am, man.
I want the guests to listen here. Okay. You want to talk about someone to give you hope,
Mhm.
someone that will let you know it's just not late. It's you, John. I want you to explain your background
Oh, okay.
and just explain your
Mhm.
background in the voice business and kind of how
Mhm.
Duffin Media came to be and explain when you opened it up
Mhm.
and kind of what was the thought process behind it. Take it away, John.
I love it. So, by the way, on my birthday, since you were bringing up age and all that stuff, so on my birthday, and it will be 3 years on March the 1st, on my birthday, Duffin Media officially launched. And before then, I was in, right? So we're about a month or so, 6 weeks out from the 3 year point. So I'm closing in on 3 years. Prior to that, I was in broadcast advertising sales for close to 30 years, like 28 years. I grew up, I was the oldest of 5 kids, grew up in Northeast Philadelphia. I have 2 sisters that were both in the field, both rock stars. And I eventually went in and I felt like it's clearly, in that case, the third wheel. But lo and behold, things seemed to work out. So I had close to a 30-year career, loved every bit of it. And then my job ended in the beginning of 2019. So I had been told a lot, and it sounds weird. It sounds like I'm patting myself on the back. I'm not. But I had been told a lot about my voice. Like people would stop me, and I don't mean occasionally, I mean every week, and I mean strangers would come up and talk about my voice, coffee shops or whatever. I just brushed it off. Didn't want to be bothered. So but it was always on my mind. I did a couple of things at television stations I worked at, a couple of promo spots, but I mean a couple. And I loved it. I loved the rush of it. But then the job, and then you're at a crossroads. You're like, okay, so what are you going to do? Um, I could have tried to latch on to one more opportunity in the field I was in, but I made a call and I made a decision that, look, if I'm going to see if there's anything here in regards to fulfilling or following or chasing a dream, that it had to be now. And you brought up my age. I mean, I was approaching I was 60 then. So it's like, if not then, like when? So that's when I knew. Literally right behind me is like some of the equipment that I have. You see behind a gray partition. So my recording studio is there. I bought the equipment, built the home studio, got coached a lot. I still do. I work with a bunch of coaches because I need them. And so between the training, the equipment, the networking, the social media, I went full on. I worked with a voice marketing coach from the very beginning. His name is Corey Disson. I also, in terms, have worked with, as I said, pure voice coaches, and that has pushed me. I've gotten work. I'm grateful out of my mind. I always feel such a rush and a privilege when I get to do the work. Is it easy? Meaning building the career? No, absolutely not. But it's really rewarding and I'm really damn glad I did it. So I've done that, and as I said, it's approaching the 3 year point.
Wow. I mean, I just it's amazing just to think that you just know? Like did you like how long did it take for you to
Mhm.
make that decision? Was it more of like a build up or was it like did it just happen? Like that's
Mm.
really
Right?
really
It was a
mesmerizing.
slow roll in my mind. Could I? Should I? When would I? Will I ever? So there was pieces rumbling through my mind, but once I was all in, so to speak, once I really was, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and it's going to be this is it. Then it went fast. Honestly, I can still remember like equipment's coming into my house like really fast. I'm making a bunch of phone calls. Things are getting set up. And look, I have no technical ability of any kind, but you find out you have to, like in the field. And so you just do. So how I know I went all in, because I had the luxury, all those years that I was in broadcast advertising sales, there were always people around you. These people would help you with this. The IT people would help you with that. They said, so now it's just you, and it's like, okay, here's these pieces of equipment. They scare me to death. But you learn, you bang your head. It's like plugging the wrong chords. I've done that only 6,000 times. Go into a complete hysteria over things that you think are broken and they're not. Or if they are broken, they're so much easier to fix than you realize. And eventually you figure it out. Make mistakes, that's okay. You try it again. What I've really learned, is things don't bother me when I'm doing it. They don't. And so it's like, that's how I know I'm doing the right thing, of being in the field. The longer hours, the slow roll, all the learning curves and what have you. I know that I'm doing the right thing because I don't get overly frustrated with myself doing it. I get frustrated with other things, but not when I'm doing it, and that's how I know I'm doing the right thing.
Let me ask you a question. That's a
Sure.
great. I appreciate that answer. So here is big. Here you go.
Mhm.
What is the mission statement
Mhm.
of Duffin Media? So if someone thinks of Duffin Media,
Mhm.
how is Duffin Media going to help out? Not just Michael Buffer, the voice guy doing Let's Ready to because I think one of the big misconceptions
All right.
is that big "Let's get ready to
Right.
rumble"
Mhm.
voice, but it's not that. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm not even letting you answer the
No,
question.
that's okay.
Tell me the mission statement, because
Yeah.
I'm so excited of Duffin Media.
That's a great question. I mean, look, my whole MO is telling stories you want told. That's really the mission. And it's helping you tell the story. Helping you tell your story exactly the way you want it told. And also offering you the opportunity to teach you how to tell your own story. Your choice.
And if I could say this, is it almost like you're going to show someone how to best use their voice?
Both. So you may say, I remember when I launched this. This is a two-pronged like equation, right? And number one is I use my voice for the narration. I do voiceover work. I love doing explainer videos, boring things that people say that I find fascinating. Explainer videos, e-learning videos, corporate narration. They don't have to all be big, glitzy commercials. But the fact is, I love that sort of business presentation. And then I offer a second option, which is, and to me, that's a passion point of helping other people tell the story themselves, which is that sense of teaching individuals. Chad, you were kind of, like I said, you were part of the first part of the mentorship group, where I have taught people to find their best, most authentic business voice, their most authentic voice. So that's teaching individuals, teaching groups, mentoring individuals. And so it's the ability to do either. You want me to tell the story? Easy. I'll tell it for you. Would you like to learn how to tell your own story and empower your team? I teach you. I show you my close to 30 years experience and the training that I've been lucky enough to receive. And one way or other, we get your story told.
You know what we're going to do right now? I
Oh,
was going through your Facebook feed, okay? Your Facebook page, and I saw a video.
I hope it was good.
It's amazing. I saw a
Thank you.
video. It was from about 5 days ago, and
Mhm.
it was titled "Make It Memorable."
Ah,
I really want my main man Jason Herbert, Make It Better Marketing. God,
do it. Hey,
he's
can
the
we say hey
best
to
of my
Emilio
life.
too? I just saw Emilio pop in.
Emilio,
Thank you,
Renee,
Emilio.
thank you so much. I just love this whole kind movement. My beautiful wife.
Oh,
Um,
thank you,
yeah,
Mindy.
so I really want I want Jason, bring up that video when you have a chance. That it's called Make It Memorable, and I want to showcase this piece and then have John talk about it, because I think it really reflects amazing with the work he does. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Make it.
This is the best wedding ever. I love all you so much. You've heard those sort of crazy best man speeches, right? You've certainly been to enough weddings where you're in a pain-induced moment of listening to what is supposed to be an important speech. Look, sometimes you get called upon to deliver really important speeches. They're not all on stages or in boardrooms. Sometimes it's a matter of helping, serving your family, your friends. So what do you do in an important speech? Number one rule, connect with them. That's the most important thing. You're connecting to the bride and or groom. Here's the thing. It's not a matter of how funny you are or not, how riveting the personal experiences are. Just connect with them. Everything else is a bonus, for God's sake. Literally, just you do you, serve them.
That's powerful. John.
Thank you.
That's
so
powerful.
Thanks for saying that. Look, part of the business voice coaching platform that I have, as I said, we're all called upon to speak. It would be great if our everyday was presenting in a boardroom and every day you're closing $1 million deals, whatever. But if somebody says, Chad, you're doing the best man toast Friday night, you ready? And look, I'm embarrassed to say, listen, years ago, a lot of years ago, I haven't had a drink in a little bit, but the fact is, I was that goof. Like that was me, right? And it's like wrecking somebody's wedding. and as I said, because you're taking yourself so seriously, or you're not taking it seriously at all. So what I'm saying is that part of the connecting, that's really like so much of the platform that I have is this. I've learned that the less I'm worried, the better I connect. The better I connect, the better I relate. And the better I relate, the better I sound. And by the way, that's anybody. That's everybody. If you could do nothing more than just free yourself so that you can actually connect with somebody, really connect, be there, you're going to sound great. Nobody needs you to sound like an announcer. By the way, I hope you appreciated that multi-million-dollar piece of equipment that I was holding in my hand. I think that was like my first $49 microphone that I was holding in that video. But it's just that sense of you don't have to sound like an announcer. Listen, in the voiceover field that I'm in, I get waved off a lot because I tend to sound, their words, try not to sound so announcery.
I like that word, announcery. That's
announcery,
a word.
right?
I don't like
You
that.
don't want it. Everybody wants conversational, and conversational typically means connected.
I love it. I love it. John, that's a great answer. You're keeping this real. You keep this authentic. I want Jason, another one, that video that I want you to get together. It's another great one that highlights you, John Duffin.
Thank you.
It's actually, you're a man that does a lot of different things. I mean, you're Duffin Media is your passion.
Yep.
You're also a realtor, not a realtor, but a realtor. And because that is correct. There's like
that's one of those words. That's one of those words. And growing up in Philadelphia, realtors, and it's like realtor. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams, Philadelphia. That's exactly right. And I try to say the word realtor.
Everyone out there, REALTOR, right?
That's all there is in the spelling. You look it up frontwards, backwards, sideways. You find me the third syllable, and then you can say it.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been adding that syllable for years.
Of course, but that's there's a lot of Philadelphia there. And it's funny in terms of speaking, when you're in Philadelphia, when you're conversational, when you're speaking with people in Philadelphia, nobody minds it, nobody cares. And nobody is going to sit and critique if you're going to the Acme or the Realtor, or one of my words that I told you how old I am. And the fact is, I could never say cellular without it sounding like a science project. I just couldn't get the words out. And I literally 2 weeks ago had a voice coach just literally say, okay, you want to keep removing the middle syllable. And I'll say the same thing with realtor. Anyway, I know that had nothing to do with what you were asking me, but I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams, Philadelphia.
And how long have you been doing that, by the way?
Yep, since 2019.
You just decided.
So what happened in 2019?
That was like, so you did that like 2 years
concurrently.
ago, right?
That was May. and the voiceover business with March.
That's
I
unbelievable.
didn't feel like I had enough to do, so I thought I would be a licensed realtor as well.
Well, do me a favor,
Sure.
Jason. Bring up that clip because I want to showcase this. This is amazing. Do it, my man. This is great.
Welcome to 916 Latimer Street. You'll open the door to lavish living with this gorgeous 3-bed, 2.5-bath home located off the beaten path and in the heart of Washington Square West. Make yourself at home. This first floor offers a large living area with heated tile floors, recessed lighting, a majestic fireplace, a flat screen TV, and a gorgeous tiled statement wall. As you enter this kitchen, you'll see that it has it all. You can relax at a dining area with custom built-in seating overlooking the garden. This top-of-the-line, fully equipped kitchen has a Portolizona tile backsplash, a large island breakfast bar with instant hot water and a wine fridge, open concept shelves, sub-zero refrigerator, Fisher & Paykel 2-drawer dishwasher, and a Bertazzoni 5-burner stove. A half bath is located on this level too. Bring your drink or coffee onto the terrace. Join me as we take the floating staircase to the second level.
No, this house is already spoken for, by the way.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Debbie, unfortunately, the house is no longer available.
This second
I
level has
feel
2
badly
large
about
bedrooms and a full bath with dual sinks, a tastefully tiled shower, and a Whirlpool Duet washer and dryer. Your family and your guests will be fully self-contained. They may never leave. Let's keep going up, shall we? The third level is the fabulous master suite. The expansive master bedroom has hardwood floors, incredible closet space, vaulted ceilings, and check out that gorgeous fireplace and a spacious sitting area. Start and end each day in grand style and comfort. The master bath has dual sinks, heated floors, and a large spa-like programmable shower. You better give yourself extra time to get ready. That shower will feel so good. Wait till you see the top floor. The top level offers a luminous, naturally lit bonus room that could be used as an office space and grants access to the beautiful deck. That's the glorious Washington Square neighborhood skyline at your beck and call. Your home also has 2 parking spaces at the French Village parking garage with a garage door opener that's easily accessible by 2 pedestrian entrances. While you're out exploring one of Philadelphia's favorite neighborhoods, conveniently located to everything, you can know that your LAN home automation system will keep your home safe until you get back. Have fun and hurry home to 916 Latimer Street.
John, just so our guests know that the property has been sold.
Yeah, it has.
Off
And
the
now
market.
it's making me sad because it was such a great property too. So my friend at Keller Williams, Deidre Quinn, that was her listing a while back, and she was the kind soul that allowed me to do. That was the first real estate video voiceover that I did. Jeremy, who is such a rock star, and the videographer and the producer and the media director at Keller Williams Philadelphia, created all of that, and I worked in harmony with both of them. And it is such a passion project for me, not just because I'm crazy about luxury real estate. I live in a great building. I know my way around a nice home, but just the privilege of being able to do that. By the way, I hope you were impressed with me rattling off the Bertolini and Fisher and Paykel. I can't. Every time I hear that, I just start laughing because when I saw that in copy, I'm like, okay, I don't know how to say that. But it was great. It just feels really good.
That's all. John, before we go into our next segment, which is the
Sure.
kind segment, I want to ask you, so 2 things. You could help realtors finding their own voice, and you can also help them with making those types of listing videos, correct?
Yes and yes. Easy.
Yes and yes. And just how do people join up and get you to be their coach? And I just want to say right now, you're my coach, my voice coach.
Thank you.
And if you watch my videos, I've done so many videos. When I first started, I was rocking left and right. I was looking up and down. I was a mess, an absolute mess.
There you are.
And I want to thank you because my whole energy and the way I feel is just much different. And I can say you were such a big part of that for me. So
thank you.
Tell our guest how they could become your student.
Well, it's pretty easy. So first off, the way to reach me, my email address is JD, my initials, JD at duffinmedia.com. Duffinmedia.com, one word, and JD at duffinmedia.com. Get to me. We can talk voiceover. We can talk presentation. We can talk teaching your teams. The fact of the matter is, whatever direction is, you want to get your message heard correctly. My whole deal is the fewer distractions, the better. And in this day and age, with all of us all ADD'd and all a million things coming at us so often and so good and so bad, one distraction can take you out. So if I can get you through without a single distraction, visually or vocally, or through your equipment, or through your actual presentation, your body language, or your mindset especially, then you got a better chance of landing what it is you want, getting what you want. And so it's JD at duffinmedia.com. I'm always happy to help.
I love it. What's your best telephone number?
215-280-5426.
One more time, and then Jason, if you don't mind, pop that in the comment section as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure thing. 215-280-5426.
All right, that's awesome. John, what a great introduction to Duffin Media. I'm going to just say your voice is an instrument, okay?
You're
some
very
people
kind.
play the flute, and then some people have an instrument like you. And, it's there you go, 215-280-5426.
That's me.
There we go.
Me. Anytime for any reason. Feel free to use it.
John, once again, thank you. For 25 minutes, you really brought the heat, all right?
Oh, my God. You're so nice. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. I'm going to tell you this next part is really the brainchild of the show. It's so dear to my heart, this kind movement.
Cool.
Because I can be honest, there wasn't always times I was always kind. There's times in my life I wasn't always so kind. But during this pandemic, it allowed me to see the need for a different energy. And it's really helped me out. So what I'm super excited about is for you to explain not one, but you have two very dear causes to you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually just let you talk about the first cause. And then after you do it, we'll have Jason bring up some information.
Sure.
So let's do the first cause now. Take it away, Mr. John Duffin, the Duffinator, the man with an instrument.
Oh, my God. You're very sweet. Thanks for that. Look, we've all got a million charities that work for us, and they're all great. So this is never a question of which one is better or more important or not. They're all good.
Thank you for saying that. That's
they
awesome.
are. They are.
It's
not like mine are better, or it's only these two, or this is all I care about. I care about a lot of things, and so does everybody. And we're all limited in resources and time and attention. These two matter to me a lot, and I'll give you the first one. One is highly personal. Because it impacts a lot of people, and it impacted and took the life of my friend Mark Kelly. So my friend Mark Kelly died in 2015. He suffered from ALS for 5 years prior. I had heard of ALS before, but I didn't know what it did. I didn't know how ugly and gross and violent it was. And so my friend Mark, me, several members of my immediate family, a lot of this core group of friends, a lot of years ago, we had a bunch of beach houses together, and we became really, really thick as friends, as close as you're going to get. And life was easy. And every time we got together, it was like you never skipped a beat. Never, ever, ever, ever. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Mark's got ALS. And it's like, what? And so Mark Kelly, there he is, and he's beautiful. And there's his wife, Nina, who I just loved to death. Had it, and you watched what it did. and you watched it take the physicality, the heart, the soul. It never took his spirit, but it was so ugly and gross to the point. I remember really clearly that it was impossible to communicate with Mark because you just couldn't understand. And that I thought was like almost criminal, because Mark was always worth being heard, kind, so damn funny, and just one of the coolest people I ever met. So Mark lost his life, and his wife Nina has carried on this passion. Kelly's Heroes is part of a team that she's with the ALS group of Philadelphia. Nina does a ton of other things too. Part of the Chester County Tourism Bureau, and also navigates this to carry on Mark's legacy. So for me, ALS impacts a ton of people. I just know it through my friend Mark. So I always look at ALS as something that is just needs to just go away. And so this is one that just does, like I said again, anybody that could get us a step closer, an inch closer to getting rid of this, it would be great.
Wow. And you know what? Right now, by doing this, we're honoring the life of Mark right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
may his memory be a blessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you could do me a favor, Jason, could you put the link in the comment section so people can get to that site, and it allows you to donate to the cause as well?
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You
know what? If you don't, can you just give a little background on ALS? Do you have just a little background on what it is exactly for some of the viewers?
I'm going to embarrass myself because I'm not going to be able to give you the exacts of what it is, but what it does, it literally strips you physically. It in essence strangles you to death by grabbing, like I said, part of like your insides. And I wish I could give you the more technical terms.
No.
I never do it justice. So I apologize for that. But the fact of the matter is, what I do know is what I watched to do, which was literally take the physical strength out of someone, and then it takes their communicable ability away from them, and then eventually they can't breathe, and they bluntly choke to death. And so it is a slow, horrific process where you are immobilized first, and it literally goes from head to toe. You're immobilized first, and then your insides are taken, and then, as I said, you lose your power to breathe.
Well, to all my guests here, like I said, the link is down in the comment section. Obviously, John made a great statement saying all charities, there's no right or wrong charity. This is just a great cause. And if you have some extra money that you can put to a great cause, it would be awesome. Check out the link, make a donation, and let's celebrate Mark. And let's also let's be honest. Let's learn, let's research, and let's beat this nasty disease.
Oh, it is nasty. Yeah, it is. Thanks for letting me bring a little bit of thanks for letting me bring Mark to light.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You know what? We're gonna talk about not one cause. We just did that. We're gonna talk about another cause. So the other cause that you're behind, I'm going to let you just take it away, John, because you are a speaking machine, and I'm in all of you. So, John, let's talk about the second cause.
I will. So I do a lot of work with the Darren Dalton Foundation. I'm a volunteer. And if you are from Philadelphia, then you may very well know who Darren Dalton was. Famous all-star catcher of the Philadelphia Phillies and World Series winner, and all around great, good guy. And again, if you're from Philadelphia and you've got a little bit of time under your belt, you know who Darren Dalton is, and you know who he was. And Darren Dalton died of brain-related tumors and brain cancer. And the foundation was found to help those with brain cancer, brain tumors, brain-related injuries. And so Darren Dalton is the face of the organization. And so he was well known. He was just this classic rock star, just like movie star, hot, incredible ball talent. It's crazy charisma, and it took him. So how did I get connected? So buddy of mine, Matt Cowper, organizes a run. So this happened to be around 2015. So that was the first time I ran the Broad Street Run, and I laughed because I had never run. I goofed around and ran a 5-mile race about 35 years ago, right? And then I hadn't run any kind of a distance whatsoever. And the Broad Street Run in Philadelphia is a 10-mile race. So they were getting this group together to run the Broad Street Run. The fact is, I'm nuts about Matt Cowper, who works for Beasley Radio. I'm nuts about him. So I'm like, oh, sure, I'll do it. And I was nuts. And Darren was very much alive back then, very much alive. He had the injury, but he was alive and vibrant. And I was nuts about Darren Dalton. I just thought he was marvelous. I was smoking hot. And I'm like, oh, sure, I'll do it. And then it was like, oh, my God, I got to run 10 miles. And it was for charity.
Like, what did I get myself into?
I thought that every day through the training. I couldn't even process that I was going to take a 10-mile run where I couldn't run 50 feet. I was literally petrified. And then just a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. So I run the first one. And I'll never forget the end of the race you get, and then you end at the Navy Yard, and then you wander over for the post race celebration of all that stuff. And there's Darren Dalton. And I'm like, oh, there's Darren Dalton. I think I scared him. I probably wanted to leap into his arms, big, sweaty, and slow. But I was so excited to do it. He was so damn nice and great with all of us. And it was such a fun event that it just enabled me to do it again. I just thought of it. I have run for the Darren Dalton Foundation for 6 Broad Street runs.
That's 60 miles, right?
Yes. Not to mention from that, nobody likes to hear running stories, so I promise I won't go through all that stuff. But since that point, I've run 6 marathons. I've run about 12 half marathons. And that all started because of the Darren Dalton. There he is. There he is. Oh, my God.
We love Dutch. We love you, Dutch.
Look, from the charitable side, they do all because it's a great golf tournament that happens in the fall. There will be more events this year. The fact of the matter is, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but a lot of people have people in their circle that have had either brain tumors, brain cancer, or brain-related injuries. And the fact is, this organization helps those people. The marquee name is who you know, but what it does, it helps people throughout the region. And so I am a big supporter of the Darren Dalton Foundation. Anybody who's kind enough to want to contribute, I contribute all the time. And it means a lot to me. So that's my second. And so those two, if you ever have an extra spare moment or a spare dime, I think they're 2 good ones.
I know they're 2 great ones. Thank you. Really. Thank you for just explaining the background. And so just so our guests know, a marathon is 26 miles, right?
Oh my God. Do you know what? I was just going to correct you. 26.2. That's why nobody likes to talk to marathon people. That's what
I love it. No.
Nobody cares. No.
So basically, every time I do a marathon, I go 26 miles. And they're like, you got to go 0.2. I go, I'm out.
Runners.
I'm out. I only got 26 in me. If you need me to do another 0.2, I'm taking a rain check on this, okay? I got no more in me.
Right? That I could say that I do that. And like I said, the last one was a couple of years ago. It's like, so it's just, it's none of that would have happened. So that I've gotten to do things. I've gotten to go places. Amazing. I've gotten to test myself in ways that I never thought I would have been able to do in my life. And the Darren Dalton Foundation was a part of it. Launching Duffin Media was another part of it. Hanging around really, really great friends and family has done it too, that have given me the confidence to keep pushing forward, and taking risks.
When is the next event, the 10-mile event? When is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. I believe, because COVID moved it to the fall this year. So depending on that situation, typically it's the 2nd Sunday in May every year.
Got it. Okay.
It's the Sunday before Mother's Day. It always falls that way. So it's the 2nd Sunday in May.
So this year coming up, 2nd Sunday.
That's correct. That's correct. I'm hoping they do it as the traditional May one. I'm hoping. And that will be my second.
Will you be there?
Will be in. Oh, I'll absolutely go.
Can I join you?
I don't see why not, but I'll let you know.
I would now. Do you have to do 10 miles if you're like now? To people.
They don't arrest you if you don't. But as I said, they'd like it if you would. It's a 10-mile race. But the fact is, as I said, it's like one of those things where it's a fundraiser, which is fun. So it's a fundraiser. You go with the with the mindset that you're going to get people to donate on your behalf.
That's
right.
amazing.
And that's, so in terms of the Be Kind initiative, it's a great one. So the fact is, I'll get you the information.
I will. I appreciate that. And even closer to
Cool.
the event, we can make some Be Kind news for people to remind them.
I'd love that.
That'd
Oh my
be
God.
amazing.
I would love that.
Oh, wait, let me ask you. So when you think of in this world right now,
Mhm.
what is the kind movement mean to you?
Mhm.
What does it mean to you, kindness? Like really, what does it mean?
Yeah. You know what I thought? It just came to me, like in terms, I'm not saying it's right, but the thought that just came to me was to just force yourself to slow down for a second so that you can pay attention to someone for a moment, to just see, feel, understand what somebody else is going through. And that to me a good definition of kind. That everybody's moving so damn fast, like me. I'll just speak for me, or worried about this or worried about that, or what about this, and all that sort of thing. That it can be hard to be kind because you're just focusing on yourself, because not because you're a bad person, just that there's so much else going on. So again, if you can just allow yourself to slow down for a moment, and that enables you to look a little bit outward. It's a lot easier to be kind when you just give yourself like the place to be able to do it, the place and the permission, so to speak, and then you help somebody. But I think the first thing to do is put yourself in a position so you can, because I really believe in terms of the being kind, when you put yourself in that position, it's relatively easy to be kind. Most people are good people. But what I find is if you're so busy, worried, strained, whatever, that's when you can like lose your temper. I said now, because you've got so much else going on in your mind. And so that's what I was going to say is, for me, that's why now I take a lot of steps in regards to mindset, just to make sure I'm a little bit more present.
I love it.
And as I said, being kind is it's just giving someone that sense of space and the permission just to say, just talk to me. Just talk to me.
You know what we're doing right now, John? We're officially chatting. I don't know if you know that. We're chatting right now. Chatting is the where we just kind of just talk about different things. CHADDDING.
Oh, look who's on. Marie Ryan is on.
Oh my God. I love it.
Hi, Mom. Thank you, Mom. So
yo, Jason, I got one for you. Do we have a little chatting thing going on? If not, we're just gonna go right into this. You ready for this one? For your mom. All right. Yep. I wanna you, first of all, who won tonight? Is the game over? Like, who won? Is it over? Is she
which game?
Jeopardy.
Wheel of Fortune. I don't know. But we'll have to get back to you on that answer. But I told you. So my mom, who started her acting career at 75, took acting lessons, and has a acting resume of movies that you would know. That's several pages long. Television and movies, several pages long of a resume. Yeah.
Your mom got into acting at 75?
Yup. Yes, she did.
Does it run in the family? You wake up and you decide I'm going to do something new? I mean, that's unbelievable.
Weird. Look, one of the reasons I have the confidence, I really believe that I have the confidence to get started in my passion career, and I was 61, was because my mom did it at 75, and she thought, you know what, I'd like to take acting lessons. So we got them for her. And at a local acting company, at Mike Lemon Casting. And from there, she maximized the opportunity, took herself to New York. Honest to God, would like take trains to New York, crazy long hours, and met a lot of the biggest names in show business.
Name drop. Give me a name. Come on. Name drop.
Easy. Jennifer Aniston, Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson. My Gerald Butler.
Talking A-listers.
Oh, I could go for 20 minutes. Oh, Cameron Diaz, Tony Collette, sorry, in a movie that was filmed in Philadelphia called In Her Shoes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That
Yeah, and Greg Kinnear, that was part of the Sarah Jessica Parker movie. Yeah, it was an endless array of people. There's my mom.
Oh, hi, Marie. Oh, that's amazing.
That was in Los Angeles.
That is.
That
And
photo was in Los Angeles at the Sofitel Hotel in
so
LA.
she really found a new hobby.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said again, it's the old adage. You know, why not? Why not?
I have another question for you.
Sure.
In the last year, tell us a situation that happened with
Mhm.
you where you took a kind you took a kind route instead of, say, not being so kind. Do you recall a situation where it could have went one or two different ways, but you recall taking a kind route versus something that would have been combative?
I'll give you an example. Right? I'm laughing. Here's why. How's today? How's about an hour ago? Um,
Talk about real.
I'll give you a recent one. So, as you had brought up, and I like that, I do a number of things. So, I'm showing a rental property, a great one, right? That in Center City, Philadelphia. And so the appointment was at 5:30. I knew I had to be here for this show. So I said to the people, I have to physically leave here at 6 p.m. I had room. That was, you know what I mean? But I said, I cannot, right? And she works a resident at Will's Eye Hospital. I won't say who, but I was going to say, so Will's Eye Hospital is near and dear to me. I had really serious eye problems about 8 years ago. And fact of the matter is, I could have left. I was thinking about leaving. The tenant that actually is in the apartment was like, "What's going on? When can I come back?" Blah, blah. And I could have just done it. And I thought, I remember thinking, "Oh my God!" Like I had basically my vision in my left eye saved by the people at Will's Eye Hospital. So I'm like, "Okay, try to hurry." So I remember texting to her, try to hurry, but I'll be here. And I was, and I could have been all huffy and weird, and and I remember thinking, it's like, oh my God, just give her space. She's literally saving people's eyes, and I'm acting huffy because she's 5 minutes late. And so it's like, just give her some space. Just give her some space. And she was great. And it all worked out. And I was here a half hour early. And you know what I mean? And everybody breathed. And I could have been like, oh, I'll come back another time, or you can come back. And it's like, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that.
So, thanks for explaining it, John. And that's what we call perspective, right? You take a situation, and I've been, in my lifetime, there's been times I haven't always been so kind. And now, whenever something happens, my first reaction, if I'm thinking something and it's not kind, I think in my head, this isn't right. Let's take a different direction. I mean, it's in my head because being kind, it's a tough world out there. And I think the lesson that I'd like to tell people is sometimes you just have to slow down. Sometimes you just have to take a minute to let it go through your system. Digest it, as we say.
That's
right?
all. Just for a minute. Doesn't even need to be a long process for myself. And trust me, I am no saint. I am not kind all the time or anywhere close. But as I said, what I find is when I take just that minute, give it a minute, don't blow up, don't get all tense and weird, right? Just give it a minute. And it's like, you know what? And it works for your voice. People hear tension in your voice. Just give it a minute. And typically your natural voice is going to sound great. That's the whole message in terms of using your voice. It's that connectivity. Just give yourself the presence and space. And then ultimately you're going to help someone else out. And then what's the matter with that?
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, John, I just want to recap. Number one, Duffin Media is amazing. All right.
Right, thank you.
John Duffin Media. You are the owner. You are just an amazing voice coach. I highly recommend you as a client.
Mhm. Thank you.
Really mean that. You're just absolutely a godsend. Also, you also are a realtor.
Very nicely done.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thank you.
Realtor with Keller Williams,
By
Philadelphia. That's
yes, as well. And and your number for that would be the same. Is there a same number for that, or is it a
Same
different
number.
number?
Same number.
Same number. Awesome. So I'm gonna let you, John, because you're awesome. I want you to do your final words of your kind message,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna do my final words with my kind message.
Okay, deal.
You go first, my friend.
All right. So for me, first off, Chad, thank you for giving me the space. That means a lot to me. It really does. That you've been great when you talked about the 3 years. It's amazing how time flies, and I'm still to this day blown away of how people meet and connect. It never gets old. Like that sense of it feels so random, and then it's not. So I love that. Thank you for that. My thought is, that's the part for me as life goes on that makes me feel the best, which is that realization that these relationships that you have, it's two things for me. Number one, and that's what I say in terms of the being kind part. Number one, the relationships that you've had, the friends that you've had. I brought up Nina. It was the people that have been in your life for decades. Keep them. They're not disposable. Like, as I said, nobody thought Mark was not going to be here. These relationships are not disposable. The close friends that I have, they matter the world to me. They do. And as I said, so I don't want any of them to go away. And then I'll add that sense that if you allow it, you'll also have new people come into your life too. But you have to want to allow it. You have to give yourself the space, and you have to be kind, decent to them, so that they want to be there. Because the fact of the matter is, to me, there's nothing more like the rush of a newfound friendship. And my belief now is you can absolutely have both. And you should. Be kind to other people, because you'll keep those relationships that you've had. You got it. Near and dear, you gotta. And then the newer relationships, you'll find room. And you can't have too many great friends. So I'm thrilled to be here tonight for folks, for anybody listening. And Mom, thank you for chiming in. It's been great. My pleasure and my privilege. Thank you very, very much.
John, thank you for that message. And I'm gonna do my final thoughts here myself. And I'm gonna keep a similar theme to all my viewers. Number one, be kind to yourself. Number two, be kind to others. And number three, don't be so judgmental. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great evening. I want to thank you, John Duffin from Duffin Media, and also Keller Williams, Philadelphia.
Yep.
I got one in there for you.
Duffinmedia.com. Find me, Duffinmedia.com. Anytime.
And you know
any
what?
reason.
We'll see you next week, everybody, for another Be Kind episode. Have a great night, and do me a favor. Tonight, be kind to yourself. You deserve it.